Please join your hands as we welcome the achievers from Karnataka, Ms. Chinmaiee P, Mr. Sandeep Badad, Mr. Sagar, Mr. Manoj, Mr. Kiran Kamate. June 5th is a very important day in the calendar, not only for India, for the world. We celebrate this day as World Environment Day. The importance of environment, the importance of ecology and ecosystem to the world is nothing more than debated, but as it is. Today we gather here for the launch and orientation of a very unique initiative called DRONA. For now, we now take pride in inviting our keynote speaker to start the session, Ms. Chinmaiee P, a lawyer by profession, somebody who pursued law as an optional, something not very usual in sense of Karnataka, at least as such, and achieved a rank, and somebody who's been known across for her bold views. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for the keynote address, Ms. Chinmaiee P. Join your hands for her.
Namaskara ellarigu. A very good afternoon to everybody. I am Chinmaiee P. I have secured All India rank 310 this time. And result bandadmele, they, in almost all the interviews by the channels and other mediums, they kept asking me one pertinent question. What brought you so far? What is it that differentiated your preparation from the other 14,000 people who wrote the mains? And the key differentiator was having a mentor. And today I'm very happy that we're bringing this mentorship program to you guys. But I'll tell you the relevance of a mentor. Mains ali you get 20 questions. At 20 questions only about 10 to 12 questions will seem familiar to you, right? The other 8 questions you will have to think on spot, and you have to prepare answers on spot and write them. And each question, every question that you miss is giving a comparative advantage to the rest of the 13,000 people. So how do you make use of your mental acumen to write those 20 questions? Nanig our knowledge illa andruno, how is it that I am able to write a certain approach to those 20 questions? This is where a mentor is helpful to you. I used to have a mentor for my UPSC preparation, and I think that was the game changer for me. How do you switch from a prelims mode preparation to a mains-based preparation? How is your mind stimulated to think during the mains exam? How to train your mind to think for a question which you have never heard of? We've seen a question about twisters. Twisters nan word kele illa, nan henge answer barele idakke 10 mark ge. Like this, you'll face so many instances where you wouldn't have heard of what is there in the question, but having a mentor, you will be able to brainstorm. You will be able to think like an aspirant. You'll be able to think like an officer. A mentor might help you with the smallest of the smallest thing. I remember asking my mentor at a certain point, saying, I have so much mental exhaustion. How do I deal with it? And he said, listen, tomorrow if you become a district collector and if you say I have mental exhaustion and sit back in your room or in your quarters, who will take care of the entire district? So this should be your attitude. So as you prepare for the mains, you should think like an officer, you should think like a bureaucrat, you should think like someone who's ready to serve the nation. And it's not just that, there should be a change in mindset. This mentorship program is designed to cater to certain amount of mental stimulation, right? How at that given point of time, I'm able to think of 5 advantages, 5 disadvantages, and what should be given more weightage. Am I supposed to think on views that the government has given? Should I have a different opinion? So it happens such that, at times we believe in a certain opinion, but the government doesn't think of the same topic on the same lines. So in such cases, how do I differentiate my answer? And then when there are 20 questions that are presented to us, for each question, if I'm able to give 1 extra mark because of a mentor or because of my mentor who has guided me or who has taught me how to think on certain lines, I will get 20 marks. 20 marks in 4 papers translates to 80 marks. What does 80 marks do? It brings you from not being in the list to being in the list. It is as simple as that. So today, I'm just going to tell you what we're going to do in this mentorship program. So each of the papers we are going to discuss the approach, how to approach the paper, how we are going to elaborate on the themes in the paper, and how as soon as you see the question in the question paper, you don't panic. How you can brainstorm. Everybody says brainstorming is for essay paper, brainstorming is for your optional papers. But no, I will say that brainstorming is for each and every question in your GS paper. And ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋರು ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸೇ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ಸ್? If you have done your basic prelims preparation, now is the time that all the 10 lakh aspirants who are going to study for UPSC or who want to be triumphant in UPSC are going to study for mains. June to September is what every UPSC aspirant will study for mains. So at this time, if you are missing out on this train and not studying for mains or not preparing your approach in the right manner, then next year when you clear the mains, you will not have the same experience that these other guys have. Correct? They will be preparing for mains for the first time. First time ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಿರ್ಗಾ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೂ there's a difference, right? Are you guys with me? Yeah. So in this mentorship program, we've all come together to help you and give a personal touch to your answers, to have a customized approach for each and every one of the aspirants who enroll for this program, right? Because what is my strengths, I always tell all the aspirants, have your own SWOT analysis. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know your opportunities, know your threats. So based on your personal SWOT analysis, each of us here will be here to guide you and mentor you and to capitalize on those which are your strengths, those which are your weaknesses, and how to tackle the opportunities and threats, right? So why do I keep talking about mentorship? Why is mentorship important? Anybody who wants to answer? Direction, time. First time in 2022 when I wrote the mains for the first time, I was writing a mock exam of ethics. For 3-hour paper, I wrote for 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours, I didn't get up till I finished the paper, but I wrote for 6.5 hours. It took me 6.5 hours to finish one ethics paper. So what is it that I'm doing wrong that others are doing right? How are they able to finish it in 3 hours? What is it that I'm doing wrong? Okay, I read all the toppers copies. Okay, I have seen the model answers. But why is it that I'm not able to translate what I have studied in those 3 hours? So if there is somebody who has made mistakes time and again, they can help you or save you from making the same mistakes. Even if they're not giving you the right approach, if they are able to even help you get out of the wrong approach or help you save yourselves from those 10 or 20 mistakes, you will save on a lot of time, right? So certain mistakes that we all did, I think 18 mains is the cumulative count that we have. So all of us, eight of us put together, we've written 18 mains. So in those 18 mains, we would have made about 64 mistakes. So those 64 mistakes is something that we will save you guys from. And you know that mains, UPSC by the year is becoming more and more challenging, right? You don't see any conventional questions now. The questions are also very dynamic in nature, and where you have to put on your thinking hat and think. How will you be able to think if you don't have somebody to handhold you and guide you and to explore the right angle to that question? So this is what the mains mentorship program is trying to bring to all of you, and all of us will have a one-on-one conversation with each of you whenever you book your slots, and we will try to guide you in the right manner so that you can get the most out of this and also have the best possible preparation as far as general studies and essay is concerned. I think that's what I would like to end with. And this is the right time for you guys to all invest in preparing yourselves for the mains. June to September is the window that everybody across India, whoever has done the foundation subjects, prepares for the mains. And this is a train that you guys should not miss, whether it is with this program or elsewhere. Make sure that you guys are preparing yourself for the mains, and make sure that when everybody is going to write the mains across India, whoever has made it to the list, make sure that you are prepared that day to write the mains like them. Only when you are prepared to write the mains like them on that day for those 3 hours or 6 hours or 9 hours, only then will you be able to ace the exam whenever you write the mains, right? So I'd like to end with this note and I'm hoping that all of you make the best of this opportunity, because I think it's the first time that all the Karnataka toppers have come together in such a huge number to bring such a program to you guys, and hoping to see you all. Thank you.